The theme selected is for exploration was that of motivation and learning. Within the context of my previous assignment, I am exploring the ways in which student willingness to learn or to be taught was directly influenced by the motivation, both intrinsic and extrinsic in nature. The purpose of this assignment is given what has been determined regarding the relationship between motivation and learning, to explore the ways through which the knowledge can be applied within the classroom in order to create a better teaching and learning process. There are many different ways through which the knowledge of the influence of motivation and learning can be applied within the classroom context. In order for teacher to capitalize upon this relationship, the method of approach selected by the teacher must be appropriate to the subject being taught and specific to the student within the classroom environment. First and foremost, the teacher must take the time necessary to get to know the student within the classroom context and must, through this process of learning about their student, become familiar with the different internal and external motivators unique to each student. Once a teacher is familiar with the different motivators of each student, the teacher can then utilize these motivators within the context of the lesson being taught, using student motivators as a means of increasing student engagement and subsequently student ability to learn. If the teacher is conducting a virtual lesson, the teacher may have noticed that students have a higher level of motivation to complete activities if those activities are interactive, as compared to activities in which the student is tasked with watching a video then completing an assignment. Within this scenario, the teacher finds that grades are higher and student retention is improved in interactive assignment, as opposed to videos which students appear to tune out in order to ensure that students are motivated to task. The teacher would create a lesson plan for an interactive lesson. If the teacher is teaching high school English, they may choose integrate to be or not to be, an interactive game found on Steam that allows the player move through Hamlet from the perspectives of different characters and collect achievement for completing their character story. After the student run through the game twice, a process which takes approximately about 15 minutes, the teacher would then give the student complete a quiz on the different aspects of Hamlet touched upon within the game. If the teacher is conducting in-person lesson, again using the example of high school English class, the teacher will need to have a similar understanding of the different methods of presenting material within the classroom environment that students respond to, as well as an awareness of different methods of presentation that students are less receptive to. Utilizing this information, the teacher would then need to make a determination of the best method to present the material within the context of the lesson that will keep students engaged and therefore motivated, thus leading to an increased awareness of and comprehension of the material, leading to deeper learning and improved knowledge retention within the classroom environment. Again, if the same group of students is motivated by participatory behavior as opposed to the traditional lecture classroom environment, the teacher may decide to obtain copies of play that have the student read out different part, or may assign student to read out particular story such as Odyssey, and then ask students to act out different parts of the story at the front of the class in order to display the awareness of and comprehension of the material. So, by being aware of the relationship between motivation and learning, the teacher can apply the underlying premise behind the relationship in the formulation of the lesson taught within the classroom environment. The students and the teacher alike benefit from such an approach, as a teacher has an increased likelihood of ensuring that all students within the class are meeting the state level standards for the grade level and subject, and the students are more likely to both absorb and retain the information being taught, offering means through which the learners are able to scaffold knowledge, increase the ease of acquisition of future information. The effectiveness of the lesson is in direct proportion of the motivation held by the student, and teacher bears some responsibility for ensuring that the students are properly motivated to engage within the material. Thank you very much.